Good morning, Vietnam, and all you mask collectors and horror fans out there and Halloween lovers. Welcome to Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady. Once again, I of course am Mr. Ed the Talking Horse. And before we get to today's mask, look what I just found in this little drawer in the library table here at Horror Hotel. Look at this vintage photograph. If this isn't proof that aliens are real, I don't know what is. Look at this. A genuine photograph from the early 1980s of a Distortions Unlimited creme. You see that? There's creme. And if you're wondering why he's standing like that with his one hand raised, I think somebody had just said, "Who wants pie?" See? But he assumed we were talking about the dessert, but actually we meant the mathematical figure, pi. And he was disappointed because he was hoping for a piece of lemon meringue. But that's actually a Distortions original creme from the early 1980s. Never mind. That's irrelevant. So never mind that. That's irrelevant. That's Edgar Allan Poe of nothing. But today's mask is from season 7 of The Walking Dead, a show that I can't even believe was on for that many seasons. It's no secret I find myself unable to stay awake through The Walking Dead after the first season or two, but I love some of the zombie makeups on it and zombie masks, and the folks at Trick or Treat Studios have dug up the dirt on those zombies and come out with, over the years, a terrific full lineup of all these great looking different scary rotted corpse characters. And today's mask is really disturbing. Even I find it disturbing, so that tells you something. Children, if there are any small children watching, send your parents out of the room because they won't want you even seeing something this disturbing, because this is a disturbing mask. This old geezer, and if you think about it, most zombies would be old geezers, wouldn't they? Because most people die when they're old. So there would be a lot of elderly looking zombies out there. This old coot is called the Eyeless Walker. Eyeless, as in no eyes. Why do I think he's so especially frightening, disturbing? Well, I think he's more realistic than many zombies. And I love all kinds of rotted corpse masks and zombie designs and zombie characters and ghouls and corpses. But many of them are stylized in a cartoonish way, or stylized in a way that makes them look more fun or more angry, or in some way artistically exaggerated, as though some artistic license had been taken. But this guy, I think, the Eyeless Walker, sculpted by an extremely talented individual named Darren Roberts, who has proven himself before to be a marvelous sculptor, and who worked at one time with none other than the legendary Henry Alvarez, sculpted this one. I think this guy is especially disturbing because he's not very stylized. He kind of just looks like what you would think a real rotted corpse that you found, in a ditch beside a highway somewhere might look like. A thing that had actually been a face at one time. So it has kind of a feeling of sadness and tragedy and hopelessness about it, because it looks like it was once a human being, but boy, no more. The years were not kind to this fellow. But I love the way this is all sculpted, and look at those teeth. That's one of the most realistic set of choppers I think I've seen in a zombie mask. They really look like a natural, honest to goodness, authentic set of human teeth, or dentures, like a set of dentures in his head. And that's difficult to achieve with masks, many of which have the fronts rather flat, and you don't see many teeth. But wow, this guy, that's quite a mouthful. That's quite a bite he's got there. He's got nice gray hair that's sort of clumpy and nasty looking, and you can make it nastier if you like, if you want him to have mud in his hair, or kind of some hair gel and make it into ugly little knots and balls and wads and clumps, so he looks more like he's been in his grave or some such thing. You could do that. One thing I always like about zombies is they're easy to costume. You can use virtually any kind of old clothes and just kind of tear them up, or maybe put some dirt or some blood or some cobwebs on them, you know, and have a nice rotted corpse costume. Yeah. Now the Eyeless Walker, couple of things to point out here yet, one of which being, I guess the paint jobs vary quite a bit on this design. The one that I have here had an awful lot of this really dark brown, this dark muddy, murky color smudged all over him. And I should have mentioned this in the close-up. I actually cheated a little bit. I sort of drew a dark brown line around his mouth with an airbrush to sort of continue that and pick up the dark brown that was everywhere else. But he had a lot of dark brown on him. I've seen another copy of this same mask that had almost no dark brown on it at all and was mostly accented with this peachy, pale, yellowy kind of, I guess peachy was the best word for it, wasn't it? It's like a peach color, this highlight color, which is not very prominent on this one. So there's some variance there in the paint jobs. And you know, it's not a character that everybody's going to notice. You know, small minor discrepancies in the coloration. It's not like having the creature from the Black Lagoon and you made him pink instead of green. People will probably think there was something wrong with that. Or if you have a Darth Vader and he's purple and orange instead of black and gray, they're going to notice. This guy, anything that looks creepy and scary and disturbing and ugly is going to work, as well as a suit and tie. I would put him with an old-fashioned looking suit and tie, I think. And the other thing I was going to mention is that one improvement I could have made in an alternate universe somewhere. For some reason, his eyes are cut out where the eyes would actually be. So you're seeing out of his actual eye sockets rather than above there. And since he's called an eyeless walker and he's not supposed to have eyes, I think he should have had some of that black net mesh in there so it looks like empty eye sockets when you're wearing it, since he's an eyeless walker. But the fact that they're just cut out and your eyes will show a little bit makes it seem like this guy can't be trusted. He's not really eyeless when he's walking around. No, he's just acting like that. He's actually got eyes back in there. Likewise, you could add eyebrows or a hat or whatever you want. He's a good all-purpose scary character, and if you're not a fan of The Walking Dead, he doesn't have to be that zombie. He could be a zombie cowboy or a zombie pirate or a zombie hillbilly or a zombie cop or a zombie dental hygienist or whatever you like. So that's another nice thing about creepy old man zombies. And that's all from us, me and this other creepy old man zombie right here. See you next time, I hope. Watch out for zombies.